Welcome to the bold analysis. There is a quick Twitter survey that was done, and this was just asking how many Kenyans want Raila to go to AUC and how many wants him to stay. But to our viewers, before we even get deep into this analysis, let me just ask you, can you go to the comment section? Just pause and go to the comment section and write, then come back and watch the rest of the video. Write your comment or your feeling on why do you think Raila should not go to the African Union Commission? And this is for those who think that he should not go, he should remain in the country. I just want you to write a comment section, then come back. So I want to give you some few seconds. Go back and go and write. That's a puzzle that we will look at here in this video. The former Kiambu governor, William Kabogo, who represents an image of a clique, represents a clique of Mount Kenya billionaires, this morning reacted, or yesterday night reacted and said that he is amongst the Kenyans that also don't want Raila Odinga to go to the African Union. And this was in reaction to what Paul Mwangi said. Paul Mwangi said, Paul Mwangi, Raila Odinga's lawyer, did a tweet responding to Aaron Cheriot, and I think that one we analyzed here. And when Kabogo was reacting to it, Kabogo said he is amongst the Kenyans that don't want Raila to go to African Union. And in fact, let me tell you, the moment I saw Raila's lawyer commenting that so many Kenyans don't want Raila to go, first, that message was to show you that even Raila Odinga himself is also saying they don't want to go. And if you look at what has been going on in social media, there have been a question of the Raila we know is back. Look at this newspaper headline. I think this was Taifa Leo. Raila wa mapambano amerudi. Now, I want to explain this keenly. Why Kenyans feel if Raila drops his AU bid, then they are unsafe. Why they feel safe with Raila? And someone will ask me, yes, we feel safe with Raila, but not him. I wanted to get to this video. I think many people have been asking. He spoke in Luo, and that was the first video. That was his first reaction to his statement in Mukuru kwa Njega. There's a 6-minute video of his speech somewhere speaking in Bondo. I've tried to do some translations there so that those who don't understand the Luo can get. From that video, you can really get grasp of what Raila really means by his handler saying that AUC is not a matter of do and die.
So they just struggle more the kamano kapogo succeed. To struggle ni gima diga nyime. Ngati nyalo jomako nyebuto kode kamano to moko neno gimoro. Generation machulo be kamano to gikone sinya ko chopi kuma jirwa de. Maya madani mudo bedo kichimu tegno. Ni wuoth chako no wuotho cha. Obro chomo kuma dwa dhi cha. Don you throw kick bergi chunga dog chien. Kama se chomo ni bor. Gik mabe mabose bedo mose lokre ti mang'eny kabisa. Kini machon cha. Ok ne yeni jere magim losi egi e funeral makama. Kani chifu se chuni ni to gidi si gidi kanyo diko se ikma mani chon kabisa. Sani kuru nyene loso. Wilo freedom of speech wakiloka. Mara riyo wakilo gulu devolution Devolution yoko biro ni kamano obiro ni kech struggle. Nyayo okredwa gi devolution. Kibaki okredwa gi devolution. Kana wacho ni nitie jomoko ni luongo ni governor. Niluongo ni governor. To governor what? Okene gidwa winjo. To struggle ma jo Kenya manochuno devolution mobiro. Nyoko nyaka wagol power Nairobi mokel power piny ka. Mondo pesa wa Nairobi bi piny ka ma ok ni idhigo chonge piny in president. Mondo wagol gima iluongo ni PC, DC, DO. Mondo kata dio wayiero gi jopiny. Gino paro chon chane nitie mana crown. Ma PC ka biro gi crown gi Land Rover. Orwakre malich ahinya. To kochopo ne ten ma giluongo ni warning ni jopiny. Sirikal biro kawo atua. Jomoko machoko chang'a kor gweng' ka. Pesa men go to onge. Onge ng'ama ni nyalo ng'ato thika no somo dhi university. To onge tich kor gweng' ka. A graduate nyaka dhi go mana lam Nairobi. Ni Mombasa. Ok ni onge tich ni dhi Siaya ni dhi Kadisi. Ng'ama nitie kuro. Tinde to Siaya ka nitie tich ma tije ma graduate yudo tich ni Siaya ka. Kisumu ka. Chon ng'ato mani bandiko nyaka dhi ni Public Service Commission ema ndiki Nairobi. Kata ni jopuonj gik moko tim na Nairobi. Kata mana daktachi ni Provincial Agriculture Officer, District Agriculture Officer, Health Officer, ngogedigi, Accounting Officer, to Permanent Secretary in Nairobi. Devolution obiro ka makoro sani pesa wuok Nairobi koda gi yie koda gi dagi to git manari. Okoro biro. Mano en achievement mar struggle ma jothuro se yudo. Koro nitie moko ma biro biro bang'e. To biro biro maka jo ochung' motegno. Ok en ni dhi ni lilodhe gi joka. Longruok no ok bi kelo gimoro. Kilondhri to gi chai. Ni lodhi kucha ni biro kucha no ni dhi kelo kiane ni mogo kiango gini dhi pogo ni ji kor gweng'. Mago yuma manoni monge tiendgi. Gibo biro gi en structured dialogue. Eka nyalo gik madwaro. Koro momiyo kama wantie ni wan gi chama marwa. To chama giluongo ni en okumba. To chama ben tong'. To en asere modhi mako goloch. Koro mincho wacho ni nyaka jowe odonje e chama mondo obed e chama motegno. Ka chama osebedo motegno to pimre motegno. Biro motegno. Gik modwaro te biro na yudo. Nyime kucha. An kaman kani an natie. Onge kuma dhiye. Adi kujana adi disababa kaka taringa chapuki sumu kacha saka ondege sechariyo tena disababa tati yuku tijinga tijabiji akaondege chaka duguka okamati wajini ntie kumadhiye onge kumadhiye anunatie Omyanga mwacho ni baba ko lal no dhi Addis Ababa ni ko wato dong nadiche onge anu timo chigi to gimeduong' ahinya ni jothuro mondo bed boriwre ko chiwo motegno mondo we yigine gi wasigu matemo donjo iyo kagi kaja kande ugar gi chien kucha.
Now I wanted to check back what you had written and counter check with what I'm also going to look at here. there is a clique of Kenyans that see Raila Odinga as the only formidable candidate that can confront William Ruto in 2027. And if he doesn't go there, if he doesn't go to the African Union, those who will get the effect, I think, is those eyeing for presidency, seeking to unseat William Ruto from the opposition side. Because there was a test of what the others has to do. And one of the reasons why even the likes of Kabogo and the other Mount Kenya billionaires feel is that they don't feel the country is safe with William Ruto. But again, if you look back into the list, you cannot see any other candidate that can confront or that can compete with William Ruto in the ballot. And I'm not saying lack of a candidate per se, but any other candidate, the Kalonzo, the Eugene, the Martha Karua, the absence, the silence of Raila for those 2 months exposed their weakness. They failed. And let's say it. Not that Kalonzo has been doing nothing, by the way. To say Danganyane, Kalonzo has really tried. For those 2 months, he was in Central Ruiru for some endorsement. He's been going in churches. He's been trying to move across the country with Eugene Wamalwa. They've been trying to do something. But still, he's not got the click that the Kenyans really want. The baton still doesn't rest with Kalonzo. And I think any other person is believing, even if I want Kalonzo to unseat Ruto, I need Raila. I either need Raila as the candidate, or I need Raila to push Kalonzo. So what Kenyans believe, Kenyans are in agreement that yes, Raila must not be the candidate, but he must be in the coalition. I think that's what political observers are making. Number two, the population is feeling unsafe. And this is occasioned by what has been seen as power abuse, crushing opponents and the public with less resistance. I want to play for you a snippet of this video in Mukuru, where he was saying the demolitions to stop. And I just want to look at when he was talking about, when he went to Mukuru and was telling them, nilikuja hapa, gari yangu ilipigwa, na tuliteswa. When he made that speech and also hit it, what did it project? It projected the fact that, and that's what the public feel when they were listening to that part, they related with that story, and that is the feeling. So I want to tell you, nataka niambie wale wenye alikuwa naongelesha pale, they saw what happened when there was that protest, and they saw the way things were so bad. You see the way people were killed last year during, not let me say, a number of Luos were killed last year during that anti-government protest. So that has created some fear that if Raila is not here, things are going to be so bad. Things are going to be so bad. So that's also a crush of opponents and abuse of human rights. Those will thrive on less resistance. Number three, Ogola death shocked the Luo nation. In fact, let me just say, the death of Ogola created a shock, brought a shock in this country. Sorry. The death of Ogola brought a shock, and then ignited that narrative that Nani used to ask, Kotu Boss used to ask, are we safe, or in whose hands are we safe? The death of Ogola and the whole intrigues around it is making the country to be in some sort of doubt. Really, are we really safe? So that question, that high profile death caused some issues. Number 4, which are very critical, is there is a trend of Kenya Kwanza to disregard the public opinion when churning out their policies. It will go to records. It will go to the record. Kenya Kwanza regime will go down with this. The public said no to housing levy. Believe me, the public said no to housing levy. But Kenya Kwanza forced it down people's throat, whether you like it or not. And that was not, that was a clear use of the government power, the government force. So many court cases, until even judges who were hearing the case were also profiled. You know, look at the public said no to housing levy. And the public said, we don't need those houses. We have the houses. The public said, stop cutting our money to build the houses. If you want to build them, build for those who want. The public said, you know, this thing is not going to create these jobs because not all of us are engineers working in the constructions. Others are teachers. The public said everything about housing levy, and it was forced down the people's throat. And when the judges were hearing the case, they are also profiled and told that you guys are corrupt and you're doing this and this so that to sabotage the government. So there is a tendency of forcing policies, and that is why the public feels unsafe. And by the way, truth be said, with less resistance, you know, even many adjustments that were done, sometimes you give credit where it's due. The many adjustments that were done on that levy, many of those adjustments were done because of the resistance that was coming from the public. So there was an effort to try to convince the public. Do you know, one day someone even woke up and said that, you know, marriage certificate fees was even doubled, ID fees, I don't know what done. There were some very mysterious policies that came out, and Kenyans were like, hey, this one. So there have been a problem. Look at that fertilizer subsidy. Look at that fake fertilizer. You know, unaenda unapatia watu farmers mawe. You know, those things, when Kenyans see those things and no one can speak on their behalf, no one can speak about it, no one can speak about them. Look at the dossier on that lady, that oil, that ill-fated Dubai oil. So there is an essence of disregard of public voice, and that is why the public feels if Raila goes to Mibaki. Number 3, or then lastly, autocratic Ruto's messaging. You know, there's some words that has come in public. Number 1 is mambo ni matatu. And mambo ni matatu, I don't know, I kill you, you go to, if you don't do what I want, then I'll deport you, I'll take you to heaven. I don't know what was, I can't even remember, I've never liked it, I don't know what was even the third one. I take you to heaven, I deport you, or I can't even remember the other one. There were some 3 choices. So the mambo ni matatu thing, and when it happened, by the way, some tycoons were even kicked out. So that autocratic leadership, remember the statements he makes in public, like hata mkiniita Zakayo, I don't mind so long as you guys are collecting taxes. So comes out, you try to portray as if you're talking as Zakayo, but what you're simply implying that even if you complain, because the Zakayo is a protest word for those who are protesting that, you're taking more from us. So it comes out like, even if you protest I don't care. Lastly, there is an element of exclusion. There is an element of exclusion. Much apart from the trials, apart from what's happening, like military things are going well because of the Tonje rules. He's been trying. I saw appointments of judges. Somali community were crying out that, we've been left out. But there is a list that has been roaming in the social media about the Kalenjin community appointed in prime positions in government. And you can also see the way some people privileged to power are getting resources, while people have been pushed to the periphery. So even to the business community, there are those who feel that they've been pushed they've been pushed away. So those are my reasons why Kenyans don't want Raila to go. And I think Raila himself has dropped a very interesting hint about this. Ladies and gentlemen, can you come to